Okay, so today we're in the kitchen with Derek Sarno from Wicked Kitchen, who is the most brilliant vegan chef, and we're going to be doing meal prepping. So I know we've had loads of questions about kind of getting organised and how to eat this way if you're really busy and you've got a lot going on, and hopefully today is going to be the answer.
Thank you, Ella. I, first of all, am so thankful to be here. You are like one of my role models, so I seriously, it's an amazing pleasure to be here.
Oh,
so
thank you. So what are we making?
So we're gonna get into doing some meal prep, like you mentioned. We're gonna do tofu. Like, I feel like people have a hard time making tofu taste good, and
yes.
It's one thing that I've been really working hard on, and I love it. So I'm gonna show you one of my favorite recipes with the tofu and how to roast that. And then we'll do some broccoli, some spinach, really high protein vegetables that, because I like to go to the gym and stay fit, I would like to, you know, prep up some meals that I can easily just grab out of the fridge and enjoy. So, you know, we might use some of these amazing mushrooms. I brought some.
Yeah, they look
It's
beautiful.
one of my little favorite things to play with, so we might use some of those, some peas.
And some rice.
And some rice.
And the rice is going to be our timer, right?
Yeah, so we're going to use the rice as a timer. So it usually takes 20, 25 minutes. Okay. And I like to time my meals.
I love that. So we're going to meal prep and we're going to have 4 meals at the end of this, and it's all going to take 30 minutes.
Yes.
Dream. Okay, so let's go.
Cool.
So what is step 1?
So first we're going to get the rice on, and we're going to chop a couple of these garlics. This will be good with using one of these big cloves, and we'll just chop it up. We're going to get the pan on and add a little bit of the olive oil and then the garlic. We're going to brown the garlic. We'll add the rice, a couple of the bay leaves. We're going to add the chickpeas, and we're going to add the water. So the key about rice, you know, it's 1 to 2, so 1 part rice, 2 parts water. Really key is not to be scared of the rice and don't touch it. So we're gonna cover it and bring it up to a boil until it steams. I'm gonna get the cast iron wicked hot, and then I'm gonna prep the tofu. Place it in the bowl, and then I'm gonna season it. We're gonna use smoked paprika. I used a blend of sage and thyme, a little bit of granulated garlic, some onion powder, a couple pinches, a little bit of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper. Usually we coat it really well, so do not be scared of the spice. It might seem like a lot, but this is gonna coat all of the tofu. The rice is steaming very nicely. Now what we're gonna do is add a little bit of salt, a little bit of pepper, and then we're gonna lower the heat to the lowest setting and just tilt the cover so the steam starts to come out. And that's all you have to do. So I'm gonna add a little bit of oil to the cast iron pan. So we're gonna sear the tofu on all sides by placing the tofu on the cast iron pan. So the cold spots in the center, the hot spots are on the outer. So I tend to lay everything on the hot spots. So we're gonna cook the tofu for a little bit longer, trying to get color on each side to crisp them up. You know, I don't mind adding a little bit extra oil in these cases because we are gonna be making food for like 6 different plates. So while the tofu's cooking, I'm gonna prep the broccoli. And we're just gonna take this broccoli here. I like to do it this particular way where you just hold it upside down, and I trim from the top down. All the pieces bite size, the size that your grandmother would eat if she had no teeth. Like, that's what I imagine I'm cutting, and that's who I'm cooking for. So the tofu looks amazing right now. We're just gonna make sure each side's seared off. I'm gonna put that into the baking sheet.
Smells so good.
And we'll add this beautiful broccoli that you trimmed up. So I like to have everything look really beautiful. So if you wanted to have a party, you could just serve it just like this. Yeah. So maybe it's just me, but I love to see how everything, the process is beautiful. The process of cooking is what it's all about for me. Even though we do like to eat, but I like to cook almost more than I like to eat, right? So we're gonna put this right in the oven.
Okay, perfect.
200 degrees fan in this country, and then in America it's convection. I keep forgetting that one. So the broccoli we trimmed. So a little bit of oil. We're just gonna use the oil to coat. So it's probably about 3 tablespoons, teaspoons. And then I'm just gonna coat it. The great thing about cooking plant-based, there's no cross-contamination.
Yeah.
Less pots and pans, absorbing flavors from each other, a little bit of salt. I'm gonna use a little bit of garlic in this one. Not too much, all right, maybe a little bit more. I love the garlic.
I love garlic.
All right, toss that, and then I'm just gonna add the broccoli right to it. So beautiful. So this is gonna pop in the oven, just like that.
Perfect.
A little bit of water in there. And when it gets to that point is when I add the peas. All right. So I'm just adding the peas right to it. We have one more thing to cook, and that's the spinach. Now I'm gonna use that same pan that we cooked the tofu in, and the spinach acts as, one, it's gonna help me clean the pan. Two, it's gonna absorb all those amazing flavors that we had on the tofu, and it's gonna wilt it. And then I'm gonna shut the heat off and let that wilt, stirring it occasionally, and really like wiping the bottom of the pan with it. So it's soaking up all that flavor that we're gonna have, and we don't even need to add salt and pepper to this. In order to plate it up, I always like to add the rice first. Broccoli on each side, however you want. If broccolini, the tenderstem broccoli they call it here, on the side. A little bit of the spinach, the tofu. Little tip about the tofu. So since we're roasting it, and this is the top side that got the most air, right? I don't want to slice it from that side. I slice it from the bottom because it's softer. It's softer. Yeah, and it won't ruin the tofu as much. Yeah, this is gonna be good. And then we're good to go. So you're just gonna repeat that for as many meals as you have. We're gonna make 4 meals here today, and this will give us plenty of stuff for the week. You guys, this is amazing. If I'm hungry after this meal, I'll just have another one. I mean, it's so healthy and it's so good that I'll eat as much as I want when I want, because I want. So
I'm very excited to try this tofu, especially in the spinach. This is like a perfect meal.
It's nice, right? And like, this is my favorite part. I'm just a huge fan of just the cooking part of it. So plating things for everybody to enjoy. Oh yeah, come on in, man.
Getting FOMO, so I thought I could.
Come on in. I made you one over here. Will you go over here?
Tofu is amazing. High protein, and then
protein.
We're meal prepping.
I heard you're training.
That's what I need for my marathon.
Exactly, right? Oh yeah, man. Well,
We ran 16 miles at the weekend.
Holy crap. I've only run that far when I'm being chased by the police. You know that? If I'm making this much, right, sometimes I'll leave it sauceless. And I apologize not to have any sauce with yours right now, but
perfect.
During the week, I just add different sauces, and it makes it so it's not, sometimes you don't want to eat the same thing.
Yeah.
I live on my own, so I could eat this all the time, very plain, very simple. It's still just loaded with flavor. But if you want to add any different sauces, whether it's a gravy, a white sauce, tomato sauce, however you kind of say it here.
Simple dressing.
Simple dressings, yeah, sriracha. Like, I'm a huge fan of the spice, so I'll just add, Frank's Red Hot, whatever kind of spices you want.
Amazing.
So yeah, so we got 6 meals out of that, right? So
6 meals, 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and all pretty inexpensive, supermarket, easy ingredients as well.
Thank you.
Derek, thank you so much.
Thank you guys for having me over. It's been such a pleasure.
And we'll link to Derek and everything below, but it's Wicked Kitchen. This is awesome. So happy meal prep, guys.
Thanks, guys.